Hello everyone, in this video we will see about DC Studios that is developing a Bane and Deathstroke movie from the screenwriter of Captain America 4. Could the trailer for Marvel's Thunderbolts have revealed the new owner of Avengers Tower, and we will see box office update. The Wild Robot and Megalopolis have stronger previews than expected, and a few more things. Follow me and dare to face the unknown. And don't forget to always ask me. Welcome to Explore Fun Facts Universe. Let's start with this news. DC Studios is developing a film centered around iconic Batman villains Bane and Deathstroke, from the same writer as Captain America 4. DC loves spotlighting its villains, and THR reports that another villain-centric project is in the works. The outlet has heard that DC Studios is developing a movie that will unite Bane and Deathstroke. Matthew Orton, who worked on Captain America: Brave New World, has penned the script, but no director is attached to the project. DC has always excelled at highlighting villains, with the recently released Penguin series starring Colin Farrell as an example. We've also got Joker Folia coming next week. I'll confess that I'm not a big comic book guy, so Deathstroke and Bane seem like a random pairing, but I'm sure the more comic literate among you will be able to set me right. Maybe they're good buds. Bane has made the leap to live action on several occasions. He was portrayed by Robert Swenson and Michael Reed McKay in Batman and Robin, by Shane West in Gotham, and by Tom Hardy in The Dark Knight Rises. As for Deathstroke, we've seen several incarnations of the character in live action, including Antonio Sabato Jr. in Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, Michael Hogan in Smallville, Manu Bennett in Arrow, and Isai Morales in Titans. Joe Manganiello played the character in the post-credit scene of Justice League. He was intended to continue the role as the main villain in Ben Affleck's standalone movie. There were similarities to David Fincher's The Game, Manganiello previously explained, adding that the original pitch would have found Deathstroke systematically destroying Bruce Wayne's life piece by piece. It was a really dark story in which Deathstroke was like a shark or a horror movie villain that was dismantling Bruce's life from the inside out. It was this systemic thing. He killed everyone close to Bruce and destroyed his life to try and make him suffer because he felt that Bruce was responsible for something that happened to him. As we know, that project fell apart when Affleck exited. Matt Reeves took it over and elected to make the project a relaunch of the character starring Robert Pattinson. What do you think of this potential Deathstroke Bane movie? Who should play the characters? Now let's get to the box office update. The Wild Robot and Megalopolis have stronger than expected previews. The Wild Robot's preview night suggests it should have a stronger debut than we expected, while special screenings of Megalopolis have sold out. In this weekend's box office preview, I was pretty conservative in my guesses as far as what the weekend grosses will be for the two big new releases, The Wild Robot and Megalopolis. I actually figured The Wild Robot would only open in the teens and be beaten by Beetlejuice, but it seems my estimates might have been off, as Deadline is reporting that the animated movie made a decent $1.95 million yesterday. That's not a massive number, but it's in line with what other animated movies like Trolls Band Together and The Bad Guys made, which suggests The Wild Robot should have no trouble opening in the $20 to $25 million range. Last week, Transformers 1 made about $3 million in previews on its way to a $24 million opening, but many believe the preview night number was front-loaded due to older fans. In other news, Francis Ford Coppola's Megalopolis posted $770,000 in preview revenue, which isn't bad for an adult-skewing art house title. While there's no way Coppola's $100 million-plus passion project opens north of $5 million, that preview number proves some faithful Coppola fans are willing to give it a show. It had special Monday evening screenings that largely sold out, and if you happen to see it on a premium screen, you might even be treated to a live theater component, which we explain here. As usual, we'll be updating the numbers as they come in, so stay tuned to find out whether the well-reviewed Wild Robot is able to take the box office crown from Beetlejuice in week 4. What are you going to see this weekend? Make sure to let us know in the comments. While I didn't care for Megalopolis, I still think it's worth seeing just for how audacious it is. Let's move on to the next news, which is Marvel's Thunderbolts may have revealed the new owner of Avengers Tower. Marvel Studios' attempt at assembling its own Suicide Squad took a big step forward today with the first trailer for Thunderbolts **, and yes, we're just as curious about that ** as everyone else is. However, one thing that Marvel fans seemingly don't have to be curious about any longer is who has taken over ownership of Avengers Tower after Tony Stark sold the New York City skyscraper during Spider-Man: Homecoming. For a long time now, many have assumed that someone like Norman Osborn or Victor Von Doom had taken over Avengers Tower, setting up some kind of reveal for a future Marvel movie where a new version of Green Goblin would take shape, or the Marvel Cinematic Universe's first iteration of Fantastic Four's arch-nemesis gave himself an upscale lair. Instead, a different kind of shady individual seems to have taken over Stark's fancy pad, Valentina Allegra de la Fontaine. Debuting in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the director of the CIA, played by Seinfeld star Julia Louis-Dreyfus, has been recruiting powerful and skilled individuals like Captain America Redux John Walker, Wyatt Russell, and assassin Yelena Belova Florence Pugh for some kind of covert version of the Avengers, and Thunderbolts is what they have become. The last time we saw Valentina, she was betraying her ex-husband and subordinate Everett Ross Martin Freeman in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, showing that she's always one step ahead of everyone else and won't hesitate to throw anyone under the bus for her own gain. So it should come as no surprise that she somehow figured out how to get her hands on Avengers Tower, which appears to be where the would-be Thunderbolts meet her for the first time. In the Thunderbolts trailer, the gang of Marvel misfits meets Valentina in what should be a familiar location, even if it took you a little while to realize it. Yes, you've seen that elevator before, albeit with a different interior style, and that New York City skyline view from the massive, slightly angled windows is a dead giveaway. This is Avengers Tower, and since Val has her own swanky bar with some kind of rock formation surrounding it, I think it's safe to say that she's the new owner of Avengers Tower. I wonder if Valentina really owns the Avengers Tower? Well, the owner may not be Val herself, but at the very least, the CIA has taken over. Do they own the building now, or are they just renting it from someone else who does? Perhaps that's a question that will be answered in the movie. However, where Val is hiding out and meeting her new team may provide another hidden detail that fans have been waiting to find out. We've established that there's some kind of secret hiding in the Thunderbolts asterisk title, thanks to the asterisk at the end. That would seem to imply that Thunderbolts isn't the actual title of the movie. So what else could the movie be called? Well, if Valentina's team is getting comfortable in Avengers Tower, then wouldn't it stand to reason that they could be called something like Young Avengers, Dark Avengers, or New Avengers? That would certainly change the title of the movie. And did you see the tagline on the new Thunderbolts asterisk poster? It says, "Careful who you assemble." However, using any of those monikers might rub fans the wrong way. Sure, various characters on this team have been part of those teams at different points in Marvel Comics history, but will this ragtag team prove themselves worthy of the Avengers name by the end of the movie? That feels like a tall order, especially with weak characters like Taskmaster and Ghost on the roster. Of course, that could also be part of the gag, with Val being so arrogant and giddy about the prospect of having her own team in Avengers Tower that she just gives them that name without realizing how presumptuous it is. At the end of the day, we're still without a superhero team to call the Avengers. Sure, Ms. Marvel, Iman Vellani, appear to be recruiting her own Avengers team at the end of the Marvels last year, starting with Kate Bishop, Haley Steinfeld, but that's far from a full roster yet. Perhaps some assembly will indeed be required in order to get a new version of Avengers off the ground. We'll find out when Thunderbolts Asterisk hits theaters on May 2nd, 2024. Unfortunately, Maggie Smith, beloved actress of Downton Abbey and Harry Potter, dies at 89 years old. Dame Maggie Smith, one of the most beloved and iconic actors on the stage and screen, has passed away at 89. Smith was known to millions worldwide for her iconic roles in both Harry Potter and Downton Abbey, and her death marks the end of an extraordinary career that spanned over 7 decades. Smith was born in Essex in 1934, and she kicked off her career on the stage in the 1950s, quickly becoming well known for her remarkable ability to play any character with sharp wit and immense charisma. The roles she played in her career are countless, but these are 2 roles that will stand out to many. It was her portrayal of Professor Minerva McGonagall in the Harry Potter film series that introduced her and endeared her to a legion of younger audiences. As the stern yet compassionate Hogwarts professor and deputy headmaster, Smith brought the Transfiguration Professor to life with a perfect blend of discipline and heart, and for many, she was the most perfect piece of casting in a series that was filled with iconic performances. For older viewers, Smith earned acclaim and huge popularity for her performance as the incredible Violet Crawley, the Dowager Countess of Grantham, in Downton Abbey. With her impeccable timing and acerbic wit, she was able to utterly dismantle an individual in as few words as necessary and was one of the show's breakout performers. She waved goodbye to the character at the end of the most recent film, Downton Abbey, A New Era, with one of the most iconic final lines in history in which she demanded her maid stop crying so she could hear herself die. With 1969's The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie, Smith won her first Academy Award for Best Actress for her portrayal of the unconventional and charismatic teacher Jean Brodie. She won a second Oscar for Best Supporting Actress for California Suite in 1978. She also won 3 BAFTA awards for Jean Brodie, A Room with a View, and The Lonely Passion of Judith Hearn, a Tony Award for Best Actress in a Play for Lettuce and Lovage, 1990, and 4 Emmy Awards, including 3 for Downton Abbey. She was appointed a Dame Commander of the Order of the British Empire, DBE, in 1990 for her contributions to the arts. Smith is survived by her 2 sons, actors Toby Stephens and Chris Larkin. The world may have lost one of its great actresses, but her performances will live on whether in the Great Hall of Hogwarts or the stately grandeur of Downton Abbey. We send our thoughts and prayers to those who knew and loved her. Well, guys, another video is coming to an end. I hope you liked it. Share it with your friends and family. Like it, subscribe, and activate the bell. Comment on what you want for the next videos and what we can improve for the next videos. Until next time, thank you very much. God bless you.